Hey guys, I have for you today a flip through and review of the Good and the Beautiful's Language Arts High School 3 curriculum. If you're new here, my oldest child, who's in grade 11, recently completed this curriculum. We have been using the Good and the Beautiful as a family for many, many years. I can't remember if we started with level 2 or level 3 back when we pulled him out of public school, but he has done all the language arts all the way through to this last level that they offer. So I'm going to turn the camera around to give you a quick look at everything, then I'll come back here and share my thoughts on it. If you're not familiar with the Good and the Beautiful, the lower levels have where it's divided up into daily lessons, so there's 120 lessons or so per level. But once you get to the high school years, the language arts is divided into 10 units per level of high school. And when you purchase them from the company, they come in like a bound book per unit. I have the PDF, so what I did is I printed all the units and I did half in each like spiral bound thing here, just because it's easier to manage just half at a time than to keep it all for the whole year together. But I also didn't want to bind like each individual unit. So this is the way that we've been doing it for a few levels, and it's worked fine. I do have a true bind, which I use for my coil binder. I have a review if you want to see that. And I do have the PVC. I just moved the cover so that there was no glare for you. So let's go and have a look through the first one here. So this is the first unit plus the instructions on how to use the course. It's always important to know what the copyright is, so it's right there. So here's the instructions. So you do need the grammar and writing guide, the high school cards, as well as these books, Florence Nightingale, The Little Duke, The Good and the Beautiful short story collection, and The Call of the Woods, and Edgar Guest's collection of poetry. Now I will show that to you in a minute. I'll show you each individual item. You also need some art supplies. You need drawing pencils, sketch paper, tracing paper, and kneaded eraser. We did not have a kneaded eraser. I think I just forgot to buy it, and my son was fine without it, but it would be helpful to have that. This is how you are supposed to do the course. So you do each unit and then you hand it in to have it checked, and then there is a unit check that the student will take, like a test. There's a 4 or 5 day kind of schedule here. Because each unit is not broken into lessons, it makes it more up to the child to take control of their schedule. So they recommend, if you're doing 4 days a week, that it should take about 11 school days to complete each unit. If you're doing 5 days a week, it should take about 14 school days. They also recommend using a weekly planner. There is a course reading challenge. There is spelling dictation, which is done online. They actually have it read to them and they write it down, they check. There's a whole way to do it here. If it's wrong, they do it again the next day and they keep going until they get them right. There's memorization, and there's art and geography. So when you go on the website, it actually says that this is 1 credit of English, 1 credit of art, half a credit of art and half a credit of geography, if you're looking credit wise. Then they have these cover sheets where you can keep track of the unit total and the percent. So I'm trying to remember, I think everyone is the same. So 200 points for the units completed, 50 for the insight journal or whatever they have them do, and then you can get extra credit for neat handwriting. So I'm just going to go through real quickly and show you. Each unit is a little bit different, but just to give you an idea, it's kind of the same layout. It always starts with dictation, and then they still have up here, if you want to do the check boxes, it tells you which geography card to use. There's different readings, different assignments. Let's just give you kind of a flip through here. So here he's learning about Ukraine, Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary, Poland. He's learning about the flag, the country, so he has a research paper, the map. And then here's more of the grammar part. This is the insight journal, so you have to choose and write, and then there's a grading rubrics. There is a place online where you can, I believe it's Jenny Phillips, or somebody walks you through exactly how to mark these. this. There's always an art project at the end of each unit. So this one was a sketch, which I'll show you all of his artwork at the end, but this is what it should have looked like. And then there is the check. I just went ahead and printed them and put them in with the units. That's just what we found worked best. They're usually out of 100, and it's a mix of geography, grammar, and then there's usually writing at the very end here. So each one is similar. Just give you a quick flip through. And then what I did is, if you go online, I believe it's in the frequently asked questions section under this level, there is the grade tracker. And so I printed one at the end of each book so I could keep track. There is a mistake here, which I'll show you in the other one, but it's a way to keep track of the points and the grades. So I'll give you a real quick flip through of this one. For those who are asking about Canadian content, because I get asked that, there is Canadian content in it. I think every level has some Canadian content in it, at least from like level 4 and up. But the high school ones definitely do. They learn the provinces and territories and a bit about them and the flags. So here's what that looks like. All right, so this one was actually incorrect. And so I just doubled it in order to make the numbers work. But they have this tracking sheet available to you. So the other part I have is the answer key. I like printed answer keys. So again, I just printed and bound it myself. It has 2 pages of answers per page, and you can see the answers are just in red here. At the back, I have the answers for the unit test. This is the way that I find easiest. So I have them divided. So all the unit check answers are here. All the rest of the answers are here. And so it's in full color. The red is very clear, so it's very easy to mark for sure. All right, so the other components. This is the grammar and writing guide. This has been well used by multiple children. So ours is in pretty rough shape, but I'll give you a look at it. So it goes over some different things like literary terms, editing marks, sentence diagramming, grammar, punctuation, and usage, commonly confused words, and writing. So this book is helpful. They also have links to lots of videos that have been done for them to actually go through some of this stuff step by step so that the kids have an example of working through some of the problems. A few of the videos are not up yet. I did notice that there's at least 2, I believe, we found that they haven't completed and added to the online website yet. But most of them are up and they're a good example. So that's part of it. These are the cards. I believe the root word card is missing. I have 2 children sharing this set right now. But this just gives you an idea of kind of what they're doing. So there's geography, different parts of the world. Here's some of the poetry memorization. So there's lots of options there. And that's how that works. There's some more geography, major rivers of the world. So yeah, these cards are used. Oh, here's one. So, oh, that's interesting. It says year 4 because they never ended up coming out with a year 4. So here's years 3, Greek and Latin roots. So there's a different card for year 1 and 2. And then I did find, so my other child who's doing high school right now is doing high school 1. And I did find that there was one time where they both needed the same cards. Otherwise, they're able to use the same set for the year. And then here are the books that are required for the course. So Florence Nightingale, The Angel of Crimea. We actually listened to this previously, so we have it on Audible as well. I'll give you a quick look inside, what it looks like. The next one is The Little Duke. And these are integrated with the course, like they're going to be asking questions about them, so they really do need to have them. A short story collection from The Good and the Beautiful. So this has some like popular short stories, as well as some like famous authors, L.M. Montgomery, Leo Tolstoy, Louisa May Alcott, Charles Dickens. and that's what it looks like. And then this one is Edgar Guest collection, The Call of the Woods. Personally, I'm not a fan of when books are different sizes. That kind of bothers me. I find this layout a little annoying, but this is what it looks like. And there's short stories in here as well. So, and there's an introduction. So there you go. So those are the books that you need to have with the course as well. So then with everything together, I'll give you a real quick look. It does look like a pile of things because it is a high school course. So there's the books, the cards, the grammar, all the units, and then the answer key. So this is everything that you need to do the unit. We like the Good and the Beautiful language arts. That's why we've used it for so many years. So it's no surprise that overall I do like the course. I like how it's laid out, and I like how easy it is to mark. There are a few things where I was a little confused because the grammar and such is more in depth than I ever learned, and when it says answers may vary, I find that a little bit confusing. I did have to email customer service, I think twice during the course, to get some clarification, and they were great. They emailed right back and they helped us to answer and to help my son understand a little bit better. I believe they are coming out with a level 4, which would have been really nice for my son as he goes into grade 12 next year. I know the original thinking of that was that, at least in the States, many people do concurrent enrollment or they move on to university college courses. It doesn't really happen like that here in Canada, and it's very expensive. I know when we were looking for next year, like an English course was about $1,100 to $1,200 just for the 3-credit English course. So I'm glad that they are coming out with a level 4, because I believe they are, because that would have been really helpful. But that said, I feel like my son is prepared to go to post-secondary with what he has. There's 1 or 2 things I am going to have him work on next year that I feel like I wish that they had taught here. One is that MLA formatting and a little bit more of the writing. I find the Good and the Beautiful overall needs a little bit of help in the writing, and then in the younger years, the spelling as well. Not the case for these higher levels, but that's something just to keep in mind. Also, I wanted to mention about the scheduling. So my children do language arts 4 days a week, but once they get to high school, I let them take care and sort out their own schedule. So we begin in September, and they know they have till the end of May to complete the course. My son finished this the beginning of April. So most units took him 8 school days, so 2 weeks. There were a few that took him 3 weeks, but he was in charge of how he divided it up, and that's the amount of time that ended up taking him. Now, I did mention that each unit ends with a art project, so I'll give you a look at some of his art projects here. Sketching, he loves art, but he likes to do his own art. So he did the sketching very well, but he would have preferred to probably not do it, in all honesty, if he had the option. So art was a bit of a hit and a miss for him, but that's just him. I asked about the books as well, and he said they were okay. They weren't his favorite. He wouldn't want to read them again. Again, that might just be his personality, and we had listened to the Angel of Crimea before, so perhaps it was just like a repeat for him. And I do know that that book is quite academic and factual, I guess, in the way it's presented, which is very different from like a fun novel type thing. So, I mean, I think they're very worthwhile and good books to read, but he wishes that they had been a little bit more exciting, I guess. I find the course quite affordable, particularly if you have multiple children and you're using the PDF. I have 5 children, so I bought the PDF so that I could print for each child. But I did invest on purchasing the books and having them shipped here from the US because I knew I'd have 5 children go through them. It was expensive and it was an investment, but overall for a high school course, and for my case having 5 children who are going to do it, it was definitely worth that investment cost. Hopefully I have given you a really good look at the program, but if I've missed anything or you have a specific question, please leave it in the comment section down below. I make these videos in order to make your life a little bit easier so you can truly see what a curriculum looks like, how a parent and a child has liked it, and if it's going to work for you. But like I said, if I miss something, please do leave a question or comment down below, and I always try to answer them. I hope this has helped you. I hope it's been beneficial to you, and I hope this finds you having a great day. Take care.